What's going on there, everyone? Well, it's late and I'm burning the midnight oil, but I found this story, and this is something worth actually talking about for real. Kyrsten Sinema, 8 other senators signed letter to speed up removal of certain migrants. Let's check this out. Senator Kyrsten Sinema is aiming to implement a program at the U.S.-Mexico border that would speed up the removal of migrants without valid asylum claims. The Arizona Democrat joined 8 other senators in signing a letter Wednesday to Acting Homeland Security Secretary Kevin McAleenan, the Arizona Republic reported. The letter detailed how the pilot program, which is called Operation Safe Return, would allow for some migrants to be deported within 15 days. Now we're getting somewhere. And let me just stop and say thank you, Kyrsten Sinema, for actually being sane about something as a Democrat. I will say we haven't been able to see much productivity out of the Democrats in any branch of the government here lately. Everything's been complete insanity. Just like, the typical leftist thing. The typical far leftist type thing. So, I give her some props on this. This pilot program would apply to families who aren't claiming credible fear, which of course is the first threshold in seeking asylum. Sinema told the Arizona Republic, "If someone says, I left my country because I can't make a living, or it's hard to take care of my family, that's what we'll call an economic migrant. And sorry, you just gotta try harder, people." Really, I mean, the best situation for everyone would be is if these migrants stayed in their home places and tried to make them better. Because it's possible. Why doesn't anybody ever run for their local offices in these countries and try to slowly make things better? They don't. They just try to come here because, America is great. Like it or not, it's great. Border Patrol would be given 1 to 3 days for detailed, fair, and accurate interviews with migrant families. If the families are fearful of returning to their home countries, they would be deported, the newspaper reported. If a family is fearful, the next step will be for asylum officers to conduct a credible fear interview. The officers would have 9 days after the family is caught to do so. After that, the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Justice would have 6 days to determine a ruling on the case, according to the report. Finally, this is what we needed in the first place. We needed a faster, more efficient vetting system. There's no reason for people, I am not opposed to people being in these detention centers. Not at all. You broke the law, first off, by coming here, and in a lot of cases, not coming through a port of entry. Generally, most cases are not coming through a port of entry. They're just climbing the fence somewhere. So, this is actually shockingly good. Shockingly good. Within approximately 15 days after being encountered, the Department of Homeland Security should remove family units whose negative credible fear determinations are affirmed by the immigration judge, the letter says. Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Rob Portman of Ohio, James Langford of Oklahoma, John Brasso, and Michael Enzi of Wyoming, and John Cornyn of Texas signed the letter. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Doug Jones of Alabama signed the letter as well. So there's a little bit of bipartisanship here. This is what y'all are supposed to be doing. This is exactly what y'all are supposed to be doing up there. Thank you to the four Democrats? Maybe 3 Democrats. Well, regardless, thank you. Thank you. Maybe this will be a small reminder to the rest of your freakish party at the moment. Everyone can redeem themselves. But at the moment, you got a freakish party. And thanks for being a little bit of voice of reason. I, as an American citizen, appreciate that very much. And I'm sure others do as well, whether they're going to voice their opinion on it or not. That is really awesome. Hopefully Operation Safe Return will convince Central Americans that on a bipartisan basis, America will do everything we can to prevent human traffickers from exploiting our laws and abusing immigrants seeking a better life. Senator Ron Johnson. That was July 18, 2019. Sinema will meet with Homeland Security officials potentially next week to discuss starting the program, the Arizona Republic reported. We wanted to solve the problem, Sinema said. We wanted to protect asylum process for valid applicants. Well, I'll be damned. I mean, thank you, Kyrsten Sinema. I think everyone can appreciate her and these other two Democrats for actually stepping up to the real problem. This is fantastic. I mean, this is great news. Plus, you had, not a lot of people heard about it, but I talked about it, and a couple other people talked about it. Mainstream media didn't really speak much on it because they were too enamored in the dirty laundry that was going around. And, yeah, this, in addition to the way Trump just signed a bill with the asylum process and all that, and pretty much just wanting to cut off asylum claims from Central America completely. Wow. It seems like we might actually be getting somewhere. Now, this is what I want to see out of our government. This is a bipartisan move to actually get something done, to make something happen, to make something more productive happen at the border, because right now it's stagnant, and we're in a real bad bind. You know, we're taking care of these people. That's a lot of money just to house these people in the detention center. I mean, they're coming by the many tens of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands. Since the beginning of the year, it's been hundreds of thousands, which is insane. I don't even know why they think they can get away with it. Probably because, CNN and stuff like that is everywhere, unfortunately. So not only are they manipulating people's minds and opinions here to the negative, they're doing that all over the world. Because there are some people, I almost said stupid, but I'm not going to do that. There are some people that choose to believe everything they hear from legacy media, which we all know is a big mistake. You cannot trust any particular group or any particular company. You need to do your own research. That's why I always tell people, there's past videos of mine where I'm saying, don't listen to me, don't believe my words, research it. Research what I'm saying. Especially if you disagree. Do the research, but make sure you do it on a bipartisan type of research. You know, don't just go to some leftist media outlets and be like, see, they're saying the complete opposite from you're saying. Yeah, of course they would. They're going to say whatever. We've learned that from the leftist, the staunch leftist. They will say whatever they can say to push their narrative. That's why you got to check right and left. It's true. You got to do that. I, unfortunately, have to watch MSNBC and CNN all the time to see what those freaks are saying about everything. Usually, it's hyperbolic nonsense and opinion pieces. No actual factual news. Fox News, it's hit and miss. It's It's very, very opinionated, but generally, when it comes to facts, they're better, and their ratings show it. Their ratings actually show that. But yes, so we finally got a Democrat, or a couple Democrats that are actually willing to look at the problem for what it is and not what the media and activists have made it out to be. Kudos. Kudos to them. And maybe this would be a positive step in our illegal alien / immigrant crisis. I'd love to hear your comments. Whether you think this might be just a trick, which I doubt it is, but that's my personal opinion. Or whether you're for it like I am. You know, that's cool too. It's fun when we agree. It's good when we disagree. It helps broaden the discussion when we disagree. But as always, like, share, subscribe. I will catch y'all on the flip side.